If you're working on a cloud transformation project, you've probably heard about the concept of cloud target architecture or cloud solution architecture. When you move an application to the cloud, a cloud target architecture is the definition of what your application will look like once operated in the cloud. It is also the definition of a clear migration strategy and a clear migration roadmap for moving your application from point A to point B. But how can you choose the right target architecture for each application? Which information should you collect and which cloud services should you consider? And how can you do this properly when you have to migrate thousands of applications and when there are so many cloud offerings to compare? Hi everyone, I'm Benjamin from Texture, and in this video I will give you a brief introduction to the cloud target architecture topic. And we'll see how to build a proper target architecture using the four following steps. First, analyze your existing application and define its readiness for cloud. Define what you want to achieve through cloud migration. Select and compare a few cloud services offerings and start to build your cloud target architecture. And finally, come up with an efficient migration plan and timing. So first, let's see how to analyze the current state of your application. If you want to move an application to the cloud, you must analyze its technical configuration and its dependencies on other IT assets. But it's not just about the technical configuration. You must also understand why the application is important from a business perspective. Which business capabilities are supported by the application? And finally, you must also identify the potential security or compliance requirements for this application. All this information will be valuable when making your decision about your cloud target architecture because it will help you make sure that the application, once in the cloud, will remain efficient, not only from a technical perspective, but also from a business and security standpoint. Our advice is to quickly identify the key stakeholders, especially the application owners, because they will be able to give you valuable information to make your migration decisions. And in some cases, they are also the decision makers, so they are the one to convince of the value of moving the application to the cloud. Let's now talk about step 2, define your goals. There are many reasons to move to the cloud. So before defining a migration strategy, you should clarify what you want to achieve through cloud migration. What benefits do you expect? It can be, for instance, increased performance, more scalability, or a reduction of maintenance expenses associated with data centers. Or maybe you want to modernize your IT infrastructure to innovate faster, shorten the time to market, and gain a competitive advantage. So it can be plenty of things, but if your goals are clear, you will be able to build a cloud target architecture that will efficiently serve your strategy, that will be aligned with your goals. Now let's see how to compare cloud services and start to build your cloud target architecture. It's no overstatement to say there is a wide range of cloud services offerings on the market. So which information should you look for to compare them properly? Let's have a look at the most important aspects. Of course, you should compare the main features of the cloud services and check the feature parity, but you should also analyze the costs and the different pricing models of the cloud services. Also have a look at the data center locations available. Check if the cloud offering comes with a migration tool or a migration guide to walk you through the transformation process. And finally, you should make sure that the cloud service complies with your security and regulatory requirements. Once you have collected this information, you can combine cloud services and start to build a cloud target architecture for your application. And for this, a few tips. First, you should consider some pilot projects where you will try cloud services. It will help you check the capabilities of the cloud services, but also build up skills, show some concrete results, and convince people internally. And when you build a cloud target architecture, you should try to build some alternatives at the same time in terms of pricing model, sizing, and so on, for comparison and discussion with the decision makers. Once you have agreed on the cloud target architecture, depending on the complexity of your application, you can define if the application can be moved in the short term or if it requires a longer transition time and effort. You should also consider the best strategy to move the application from its current state to the desired cloud architecture. And also, who needs to be involved in this process? And finally, which tools are needed for the migration? Our advice for choosing the best migration strategy is to use the 6R framework or an equivalent. It's a very powerful framework to help you define the best migration strategy depending on your goals and your application configuration. In the end, building a cloud target architecture is a fairly labor-intensive task, especially when you have to move a large-scale application portfolio to the cloud. So let me quickly show you how you can streamline and speed up most of the process using the Texture platform. All you need to do is to define your cloud strategy and preferences right in the software in terms of cloud services approach, pricing models, deployment regions, and important industry security certifications. And then the Texture platform will automatically look for suitable cloud services in its extensive cloud knowledge base and will generate a variety of useful cloud target architecture propositions, including all of your strategic cloud providers and even, when relevant, private cloud landing zones you want to consider. So you don't need to spend hours and hours looking for information about the different cloud services options. All you have to do is to compare the target architectures generated by the platform and choose the one that best fits your needs. And also, in case you want to rebuild an application from scratch in a cloud-native manner, you can do that as well by leveraging Texture architecture modeling capabilities. If you want more information about how the Texture platform can help you speed up and standardize your cloud transformation projects, don't hesitate to reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer your questions. In the meantime, take care and see you soon.